Okay, this is the distance formula review. The distance d between any 2 points, x1, y1 coordinates, and x2, y2 coordinates is d equals x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Okay, so we're going to practice this. This is going to be x1, y1, x2, y2. So d equals, and I'm just going to write that once. I'm not going to write it all the way down, but you're going to make an understanding that that's what it means. The square root, we're going to use this formula up here, is x2 is 3, x1 is 1, squared, plus -2 minus 5 squared. Okay, so this will become 4 squared, and this will become 3 squared. Okay, because -2 minus 5, this becomes a plus 5 squared, so 3 squared. So 16 plus 9 is d, but this is the square root of. So 16 and 9 is 25. So the square root of 25 is d. So what is the square root of 25? We are going to look at the calculator. Let's see if I can turn it on. Hopefully you can see it. You're going to hit because this is a yellow color, you're going to hit the yellow top key. And then you're going to hit where it shows the square root. You're going to put the number that you want the square root of, and then a parentheses, and then enter. And you get a 5. So d equals 5. Okay? Now the next one is, this is x1, y1, x2, y2. So we have this d equals the square root of x2 is -5 minus 2 squared plus 8 minus 1 squared. So we're going to have the square root, and I should have written square root over here just so it's consistent. So -2, -2, -5 is -7 squared plus 8 minus 7 is 7 squared. Now when you multiply 7 times 7, it becomes a positive number. So 49 plus 49. And then so we have the square root of 98. And again, we're going to say d equals the square root of 9. So we're going to hit the yellow tab, then right above here, and then I'm going to put 98 parentheses. Did I say 98? No, I didn't put it in right. So we're going to do yellow, square root, 98, parentheses, enter. And you get 9.899. Okay, so those are the steps that you want to use. And I'd like you to, if you have any questions and you're not sure how to do it, please let me know, or the teacher know. So we're going to take these and we're going to do the Pythagorean theorem and we're going to do the distance formula. I'm going to make this x1, y1, x2, y2. All right. Now this one, we're going to plot the points. And this one is -1, 5. Okay. And I'm going to call that A. And then we're going to have the next point, which is 3, 1. Okay? And that's B. Now, I'm going to connect the dots. And remember, we're going to make, this only works for a right triangle. So we're going to bring this down. and connect the dots and make a triangle. And we want to find out what C is. So now what we want to know is what is A. So remember this vertex, you're going to draw a line to the opposite line. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 4, and that is A. And then the opposite, of you do the same thing for B. And I'm going to just switch it up a little bit. This goes across this way. So this is B, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So the formula, A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So A squared would be 4 squared plus B squared is 4 equals C squared. So 16 plus 16 equals C squared. 32 equals C squared. So what we have to do is we have to take the square root of both. So the square root of 32 equals C. So here we go back to our calculator, and we're going to clear, and I'm going to hit the yellow key and then this key, and I'm going to put in 32, enter, and it's 5.656. Okay? Then, if we compare it to the distance formula, which is that fun long one, D equals x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. So D equals x2 is 3 minus 1 squared plus y2, which is 1, minus 5 squared. So we have, when we have a 3 minus minus, it becomes a positive. So 3 plus 1 is 4 squared, plus 1 minus 5 is negative 4 squared. So then we go to 4 times 4 is 16, plus 4, a negative 4 times negative 4 becomes a positive 16. So we have the square root of 32, which we already figured out over here, equals D equals 5.656. Now, they are the same results. Okay, so when you compare the Pythagorean theorem to the distance formula, see we had the square root of 32 and the square root of 32 here. So they both equal the same. So that means, first of all, it's a right angle because they have equal results. Not because, but if it works out, that means it's a right angle. But these had equal results, are the same. Okay? And then we're going to try one last thing. We are going to plot the points -3, 0. We're going to do 4, 1, and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean -3. So this is 4, -3, 4, 1, and -3, 0. Now I'm going to draw the lines to connect them. All right, and I am going to use the Pythagorean theorem. Now, what we're going to show here is if it's a right angle, A plus B equals C squared. Okay, so this is A, and I'm going to call this one B. Okay, so we're going to draw the line, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 squared plus B. Remember, it's the opposite side. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then if we do C, it's the opposite here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Does it equal 7 squared? So 16 plus 49, because 4 times the second power is 16, 7 to the squared is 49, and 7 to the squared is 49. So does 16 plus 49 make sure we all know that this is C squared. Does 55 equal C squared? So we have to take the square root of 55 and the square root of C2 to C. And this is counting, so we're just going to check. So 55, square root of 55 is, we're going to hit the yellow button again. Yellow button. You see the square root here. Hit that button. 55, parentheses, enter. It's C equals 7.416. Now, if we were to check it, and this is why I should have put question mark here, is if we count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, A squared plus B squared does not equal C squared. So it is not a right triangle. Okay? Thanks for listening.